What exactly is 猪肠粉? G'day friends, how's it going? Welcome back to Sam's Home Kitchen, where I bring to you budget-friendly recipes with sustainability in mind. Today we're making Cheong or 肠粉 in Mandarin. So what exactly is Cheong? From the words itself, it's actually short of 猪肠粉, which is pork intestine noodles. But don't be alarmed, it has no pork intestine in it. Instead, it's a type of rice flour noodles made into a big sheet. It's rolled up with fillings in it, and the shape itself reminds people of pork intestines. That's where the name comes from. The classic flavors are prawns, pork char siu, and even just plain Cheong as it is. It's got a beautiful silky texture, it's soft, and it's served in this light soy sauce that just aromatic, savory, ticks all the boxes. As you can see, I'm just making this at home. I don't have those fancy large steamers, but I think I have a plan. I don't have any prawns at home today, but I'm going to do my version with a bit of a white fish flesh filling inside. So if that sounds good to you, let's get cooking. Just before we start, I realized I have butchered the pronunciation of 猪肠粉 a fair few times in the video, so please do bear with me. Starting off with our filling, instead of prawns, I have one last piece of basa sitting in the freezer, so we'll get it thawing. I learned this on Instagram, where a Japanese chef was showing his technique of thawing fish for raw consumption. Fish right in the water and add 4% salt to it. The slightly salty water will make sure that the fish stays moist. Set it aside to thaw while we work on the rest. Next, we're going to make the rice noodle batter. If you do have some rice flour hanging around, just use that, perfect. But I'm going to show you, if you don't have any, how to make your own rice flour at home. For each portion, weigh out 100 grams of rice. Some cheap long grain rice will do the trick. Top up with some water, enough to have all of the rice submerged. So if you're making your Cheong from rice, it's recommended to soak this for at least an hour, so plan ahead. After giving the rice enough time to soak, we can proceed. Into a high-speed blender, scoop out the soaked rice, give it a good scrape and make sure nothing is left behind. So if we're using rice flour, that's 100 grams of rice flour to 400 grams of water. But given we have soaked the rice, I started with 100 grams of dry rice, but now I'm at 140 grams of soaked rice. So I want to add another 360 grams of water in here to get the same ratio. 3 grams of salt in to season the batter. 10 grams of neutral oil. And then just 20 grams of tapioca starch or cornstarch to help with the consistency. Turn the blender up gently to high speed and blend for 3 minutes or until all of the rice grain disappear into the liquid. A high-speed blender is recommended to make sure that the batter is blended to the highest consistency. Into a bowl or a jug, something that is easy to pour out from later on. Scrape it clean and set aside for now. At this point, my basa is half defrosted. I then take it out of the water and cut it into smaller bite-sized cubes. They go back into the bowl with the water tipped out. To help the typically mushy basa to get a little firmer, I added 0.5 grams of bicarbonated soda and used my fingers to mix it in gently. While slaving away in the kitchen, I like to have a coffee to keep myself going. I'm currently drinking the South Central blend from Number Uno I ordered from the Roast Collective. It's a blend made out of natural Brazil and Ethiopia coffee, which gives a really good substance to cut through milk, but still very tasty as a black coffee. My friends at the Roast Collective curated a list of boutique coffee roasters across Australia, providing a wide range of roast profiles and flavors. If you're in the market to try out some new coffees, filter or espresso, they got them all. They have set up a special discount code, SAM15, for our little community to get 15% off on any orders. This will get you some delicious coffee at a good price and support my channel at the same time. That is SAM15 to be used at checkout. Enjoy. With the dipping sauce, we'll start with 20 grams of soy sauce, followed by 120 grams of water, 5 grams of hoisin or oyster sauce, a couple of grams of sugar, a little pinch of salt, Yeah, bring it over to the stove because we want to serve it warm. On medium to low heat, just enough to get the sugar and salt dissolved in the liquid. In a preheated oven, set it to 100 degrees Celsius to mimic the temperature of a steamer. Put a flat base baking tray in to bring up to temperature. Coat the bottom of the tray with a thin layer of neutral oil. And then add in just enough batter to cover the base of the baking tray. Lay out the filling on one side of the tray like this. Pop the tray back into the oven. To create a steamer kind of environment, a little trick is to put a pan at the bottom of the oven and then add in some hot water to get some instant vaporization to create steam. It should take a couple of minutes. Take the baking tray out once the batter is solid and cooked. Use a bench scraper and gently roll the batter from the side with fillings over to the other side. This process is what turns the rice noodles into the pork intestine shape. Check this out, they look so cute. To add some garnish, I pinched a couple of stems of spring onions from the garden and thinly sliced into small pieces. To serve this up, ladle in a generous amount of our light soy sauce and some spring onion to garnish. If you like it spicy, some chili will go very well with this too. The cost breakdown is right on the screen here. One serve of our chuffed costs about 52 cents to make. Alright, and there we have it. That is our chuffed all done right here. I'm going to dive in and let you know how it's like. The rice-based noodles is just soft and tender and silky smooth. The filling on the inside, obviously you can go with the classic pork and prawn. I just work with what I have, and the frozen basa actually worked pretty well. The light soy sauce complements it really well. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit savory, doesn't overpower the chuffed and let you focus on the texture, the filling. Really nice. I think the biggest challenge that I had when making this was my oven was constantly overheating. So if you have a better oven that's got better thermostability, with the little trick of having a pan on the bottom, add hot water to it, that will create a really nice steamy environment for your oven. You don't necessarily need those big steamers. If you like it, give it a like. If you want to see more, I have one of these budget-friendly recipes coming out every 2 weeks. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.